Hello and welcome to episode 160 of the Pixel Street podcast, John.
It's the big one, the big
The
160.
big 160. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
As always, this is the podcast where we talk about video games and just nerd shit in general, like we were talking for the past 10 minutes about Pokemon cards before we even started streaming. So, well, yeah, nerd stuff,
National pastime right there. Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Joining me this week, as per usual, is the man with new internet. Not really, but kind of. John Hansen.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. Just spent an hour. I've spent hours this week trying to get my internet issues fixed up. So hopefully there will be no more cutting out from me in the podcast going forward. Fingers crossed. So far, it's been good. But yeah, let's get going before it does mess up.
So Elise is at a work dinner right now, okay?
Yeah.
And so the title of this week's episode is What Game Boy Games Do We Want to See Brought Over to the Nintendo Switch, which we're going to talk about in a bit, but I have to address this right away.
Okay.
Right. So let me cut.
Did Elise have a suggestion?
She did, like right off the bat, and that's why it's so funny to me because this tweet went out right when I hit go live. This is her response. Barbie Ocean Discovery for the Game Boy Color.
Oh shit!
That's like
Pull it up.
Dude, I've got the picture up. Let's look it up. Barbie Ocean Discovery Game Boy.
I've seen this cover before.
I don't think I ever have. Oh man.
I've seen the cover, never seen gameplay.
Let's see some gameplay. All right, Elise. Don't let us down.
Oh baby.
This looks exactly how I was expecting, but also why is Barbie's skin like pink? It's like a puzzle.
That's not a terrible way to manage it on a Game Boy Color. I'm sure this game plays great.
Dude, I'm sure this game fucking slapped when Elise was 7 years old.
All right, we got game number 1.
Game number 1. Nintendo, take that to the bank.
Color library.
But yeah, we're gonna get to that in a little bit here. If you didn't know, you can follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. Check out our pinned tweet there for a link to join our Discord. Check out our YouTube channel through there by searching for Pixel Street videos. Subscribe to us. We are slowly growing day by day. So, yeah, check that out. Where else are we at?
We're on Spotify and iTunes and SoundCloud.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere you can listen to a podcast, you can find us. And if we're not there, then let us know. We will gladly look into adding to your streaming service of choice.
Please rate us on those platforms as well.
Yeah, for real. Like, feedback, good or bad. We want to know what you think of the show, what you wanted to see us improve on, and whatnot. But, John...
Did you like the show better when John didn't have glasses?
Did you like the show better now, when John never brought his cheese machine?
You mean every show except for one?
You never... Did you even bring it on camera at all?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, but come on. Yeah, but we want to see this bad boy in action, John.
Okay. I kind of ran through all my cheese, so I have to order some more.
Oh my God.
I will make a video when I get more cheese.
Sounds good to me. John, what Game Boy or Game Boy Color games do you want to see brought to the Nintendo Switch? So this is a rumor that's been going around for quite a while, right? But
I think it's becoming more concrete the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks it has really kind of sprung into action of people saying, all right, this is probably happening and probably happening sooner rather than later.
I gotta say, this is one of the things I'm looking forward to the most, besides Nintendo 64 and GameCube games coming. A Game Boy library just makes so much sense for the Switch, especially because you got your NES and your SNES games, and we're getting a lot of games there that no one gives a shit about anymore. Like, they've gotten most of the good games out there. They're still missing some, like Super Mario RPG, and there's probably others that haven't been put on there. But most of the recognizable games are there already. So yeah, let's open this up. Game Boy / Game Boy Color games. We're not going to advance yet.
Hold on.
We're gonna
First, I
stick.
quick question.
Yeah,
Um, do you think they're gonna do this the same way they did the NES and SNES games?
where they put out
Like a
a bunch and then
library?
just add on to it.
Yeah,
Yes,
or
that's
do
how
you
I
think
think
it?
it would.
Okay, or I was gonna say, or
Let's
the
go forward
alternate.
with this assumption.
Okay, so with this assumption, I think you have to have the OG Pokemon games, right?
Yeah, yellow, blue, red. Do you include all of them separately or as one?
I think you do them separately, just because they already have it made, right? Because it was out on the Wii U or no, 3DS.
3DS. Yeah.
Yeah, you could buy each one for 10. And so that's kind of why I'm leaning towards it being like virtual console purchases. Is because they've already
Mhm.
sold these games for $10 each on the 3DS, and I'm sure they made so much fucking money doing it.
I hear you, but you could have said that about the NES and SNES library as well.
True, true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I see it going either
we're
way.
just going forward with the assumption that it's a library that they're bringing, just because that's what they've done on the Switch so far. Sound fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yeah, Pokemon is a big one. The other big one that comes to mind is Tetris. Like that has to be there. I don't know who owns the rights to Tetris anymore. Every time I check, it seems to change. Like it used to be Nintendo back in the day, then EA had it for a while, Ubisoft had it. I have no idea where it's at now.
It's pretty wild that that would shift around so much, considering
Right?
it's like the biggest fucking franchise ever made.
hmm But
Like,
considering that Tetris on the Game Boy was the big game until Pokemon came out like 8 years later, I feel Tetris has to be there day one, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, they already have Tetris 99, so
hmm
I don't see why they couldn't get OG Tetris
Yeah,
for their Game Boy, whatever they call these things. Game Boy
yeah.
Classics? Is that what they're called? Like, I think like NES Classics. I don't know what's the subcategory called on the Switch.
Oh,
Do you know?
for like opening up the
Yeah,
library.
yeah, like the app that has
Uh,
like there's one for NES and there's another one for SNES.
it's like really stupid. It's something like for the Game Boy, it would be something like Game Boy on Nintendo Switch online or something like that. It's I don't know. It's weird because the classic is the box that they released a few years ago.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I have those too.
Um, yeah, me too. I actually have multiple of the SNES one. Uh, all right, so we got Pokemon, we have Tetris. I will say, let's go into the Game Boy Color area. I would say that they would bring out Gold, Silver, and Crystal, but not day one. I think
That'll
that's
be
something
added
that would come
later.
down the line. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree with
on
that.
day one you have the original games, and then you bring in the later games. Um, Super
So
Mario.
I'm trying to
Oh,
look up a list of like popular OG Game Boy games because I feel like
mhm.
that was like just before our time, right? More or less. Like
It
that was before we
started
were.
before our time, but it went through when we were very young. So,
Yeah,
like me,
so
I never had an original Game Boy, but I had a Game Boy Color like right when it came out.
yeah, I had a Game Boy Color right when it came out as well. And that's what I'm saying is like I feel like original Game Boy games were a thing before we were like a knowledgeable gamer, if that makes
hmm
sense. Before we knew like what we did and didn't want to play.
Yeah. On the regular Game Boy side, I would throw in Super Mario Land, uh, especially two. Two is a good game that everyone goes back to. Super Mario Land one, I'm not the biggest fan of. It just feels really odd to me, but that was their first shot at putting Mario on the Game Boy. Um, the Wario Land series I love. So I would say Wario Land 2, maybe 3. The first Wario Land game is actually like it's like called Super Mario Land 3 colon Wario Land. It's like really weird. Because at the time Wario was just a new guy, but he got so popular in Super Mario Land 2. They're like, "Oh, let's give him his own game." So, yeah.
Another one. I looked up a list of like popular OG Game Boy games, and one that
Mhm.
sticks out is Link's Awakening.
Oh,
That would
that
be
would
a
make a
classic.
oh, would they do that with
I
Link's
don't know,
Awakening remake?
but fill time talking about it. I gotta feed my dog.
Okay, because Link's Awakening on the Game Boy, that would be so tough to go back to nowadays because you had to like swap out everything because there's only two buttons that you could use items with. So they took away the normal slashing with the sword button and made that its own item. So you had to like swap it in and out to like attack people and then get the like jumping thing. What I'm trying to say here is that the remake on Switch is great and go play it. But do we want that on this? I think you would throw it in there. There is a Game Boy Color version. So I would say the Link's Awakening, I think it's called Link's Awakening DX. I would say that version would get in.
Possibly.
Maybe
Looking through
not right
this
away.
list,
That one might be one that comes down the line.
looking through this list, another one, Metal Gear Solid. The first
Dude,
one.
I've never played Metal Gear Solid. I have no idea.
This Game Informer has this ranked number 8 as the 8th best game for Game Boy, original Game Boy.
That's weird.
Which is weird.
Going back on the Zelda train, Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons is day one. I would love those games to be there.
Definitely. Metroid 2, Return of Samus.
See, that's another one that I'm hesitant on because that got a remake.
Yeah.
But that's on the 3DS, so I don't think Nintendo would care as much about the Link's Awakening one.
Yep. Kirby's Dreamland.
That one, that's a day one. That one has to be there.
I definitely remember playing that.
Yeah.
I'm looking through this list. Not a lot are sticking out to me, honestly. Dragon Warrior 1 and 2.
Don't know about them.
And let's go,
What about
baby.
your Pokemon
Pinball, baby.
Yeah.
Bring that shit over.
Was that color or Game Boy?
This says it was original Game Boy because it was last on the list of the top 25.
Okay.
Oh no, it was. No, I think it is. I could literally go get it from my room right now. But I think it's an original Game Boy game, and then they made a like a sequel to it for the Game Boy Advance.
Okay. An interesting one that I think might make it is Donkey Kong for the Game Boy. That one isn't really. It starts out like the arcade NES Donkey Kong, but then it out of nowhere changes into like its own series. It's really cool. That one could be an easy day one addition.
Pokemon Pinball is for the Game Boy Color, so I don't know why it's on this list.
A lot of people combine Game Boy and Game Boy Color, which I never liked, but whatever. Let's see, what else do we have here?
Mario Tennis?
Yeah, Mario Tennis and Mario Golf would be good ones. Those are actually really quality games. That's where the like RPG style in those sports games started, where the newer ones tried to pick up from. They didn't do as good of a job, honestly. But yeah,
I think it's funny. We're sitting here talking about all these games we would love to see added, but if you look at the library of games that are on there for like SNES and NES, there's like maybe 10 games and then the rest are just like all such like random like games I've never heard of.
That's the thing. They pull from the great stuff first, and then they get into the more random stuff that you don't know about. So I'm saying like right at the beginning we get this good stuff and some down the line. Donkey Kong Land, you can keep that off there. Those games are not that great. I remember playing those. Was not a big fan. Okay. One of the games this won't make it, but I love playing the Harry Potter games on Game Boy. I love playing the Harry Potter games anywhere, really.
Yo, I played them on GameCube when I was a kid.
Yeah, Chamber of Secrets on GameCube was great. I love that. And then Sorcerer's Stone I played on PC. I loved that as well. I think we've hit the big ones. Let's see, Tecmo.
Jimmy Plateau in chat says, yes, Super Mario Land 2 is so good. Loop73 says Metroid. He also says Cyberpunk needs to come to Switch. Which, come on, let's be honest.
Cyberpunk couldn't handle the Game Boy.
Tippy in YouTube chat says, I hope Cursed to Golf is good. I don't know what that is.
Cursed to Golf.
What is Cursed to Golf?
Tippy, hit us up. What is Curse to Golf?
I'm Googling it. We're
Curse to
Googling
Golf
it.
is a Switch game.
Huh. It's out on Steam, apparently. Official introduction trailer. You know what? Fuck it. We're doing it live. We're going to watch
All right.
the Curse to Golf trailer right here on
Okay.
stream because Tippy in chat called it out.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to watch this on the stream as well because I haven't seen
Oh,
this
okay. So hold on. This guy's the creator. Oh, what is this?
yet. Oh,
This looks fucking cool.
is it? What?
It looks like a golf Metroidvania.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of looked like a.
It says it's there. It says it's
is it
inspired
like
by
a platformer
roguelikes,
that took out the platforming.
but the platforming's done with your golf swings.
Yeah, that is a really cool idea.
That is.
Is this out already?
I don't think so. I mean, Trippy in chat said he hopes it's good.
Tippy, not
Tippy.
Hey, good shout out, Tippy. That looks awesome. I'm
For
definitely gonna
real.
keep my eye out for that.
For real. Good shout out. When does this come out? Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Move this over here.
Curse to Golf. Coming to PC and Switch in 2022.
Oh, come on. This game looks like it's like done.
You said the same thing about Back 4 Blood back in December, though.
I mean, it did though. You agreed with me.
Yeah. Okay. Should we? Are there any more suggestions for the Game Boy / Game Boy Color? Kirby's Block Ball would be a good one. Pac-Man. That's an easy one to throw in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we've hit the big ones.
I really hope. I really
Kirby's
hope they come.
Dreamland too.
I really hope they make it like Game Boy / Game Boy Color games all coming at one time.
Me too. I really hope so. That way you can get those original Pokemon games and then Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Yeah, because I like Game Boy Color games far more than I like original Game Boy games, personally.
And it would just make so much sense. Actually, they should just call it the Game Boy Color line because the Game Boy games were backwards compatible on.
Yeah, true. Or just call it the Game Boy line. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. I need to buy another Game Boy Color.
Do it, man. Do it.
I love that console. It's so good.
Do it.
All right. Next up.
John, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Why should I buy Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl?
All right. So just before we started streaming this, me and Joel were talking, and we noticed that Ren and Stimpy have been announced for, I'm just going to call it Nickelodeon Smash, because it's just a Smash clone. And we both have been kind of, I don't know, we've been on the fence about this, let's just say. Because we see this and we're like, oh yeah, these are great characters. I love that Zim is in there, now Ren and Stimpy. I'm sure you like some characters in there, right, Joel? Who do you like in there?
SpongeBob's cool. I like Ren and Stimpy.
I don't like
Cat
that.
Dog, dude. I told you when they announced the game that Cat Dog looks like he's the man, or like would be in the game.
Cat Dog, yeah, this is perfect for Cat Dog. I'm kind of disappointed only Oblina from Ah Real Monsters in there, and not the other guys as well. Like only having one there is weird. Just like it's weird that there's only 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and not all 4. I don't know. That's just really weird to me. But we got
Danny
Nigel
Phantom
Thornberry in there. Danny Phantom is awesome. Are there any Fairly Odd Parents in there?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. There's also a
that's
roster
weird.
where Aang and the other Avatar person isn't. I've never watched Avatar. It's Aang and Korra?
I don't know. I think
Kiara?
Korra.
I think it's Korra. I don't know about Avatar.
No idea, but yeah.
I know that they're in there.
I mean, I'm watching gameplay right now for the first time, and if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, you can see I have some B-roll going. But it looks really smooth.
Yeah.
Like, because it looks like it's like 60 FPS at least. Like, it looks smoother than Smash looks, I feel like.
Yeah. Do we know what platform this is being played on? Is it PC, I'm guessing?
I'd imagine PC, because it's probably an early build or something.
Yeah. So yeah, you were saying this is $50 earlier, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's 49.99.
So I'm of the opinion I'm really tempted to buy this. So I don't know. It's just I like the fact that they're going into like my era of cartoons with this. Like they brought back Zim, Cat Dog, Real Monsters. Like I love that. Uh but this could also end up being as bad as the Nickelodeon kart racing games, or it could end up being as bad as PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. It
Yo,
could just
that game's
easily end up
fun.
being that. No, it's
That
not.
game
That
is
game is
fun. Yes, it
bad.
is. No, it's
It's
fun.
not fun.
It's fun. I only played it on Vita. I did not play the PS3 or PS4
It's
version.
PS3. Yeah.
I never played that one. I only played it on Vita, and I thought it was fun there.
Yeah. I'm hesitantly optimistic about this game, and I think I might grab it. Uh, Whether or not you buy it for $50 is up to your discretion. Uh, but I might give it a try. I think this would be a really fun game. I I have the without seeing how the computer plays, I feel like the computer in this game might be really bad and dumb. Um,
Probably.
so so this will probably be a game that you really only want to play multiplayer on.
Now, here's the big question. Are you going to buy
Mhm.
this on your Xbox or your Switch?
I don't know. Uh, Switch ports lately have been so iffy to me that I'm nervous about buying anything on Switch.
Well,
Honestly, that isn't
here's
made
here's
by
the
Nintendo.
here's the issue as well. If you're going to play online,
Yeah,
Switch
that
Online fucking
that online
blows.
thing is yeah. So I would probably lean towards Xbox, get some achievements, get the better online experience. I may even like consider PlayStation if since we game share. Um, Whoa, I just saw SpongeBob grab the ledge with his ankles. That was weird.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know what that's about, but yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I cautiously optimistic about this game. Anyone watching or listening, let us know what you think if you want to buy this. I I think this could be a perfect game to wait. Oh wow, that model for what's the ghost name?
Davy
Um,
Jones?
no, it's is it Davy Jones?
I think so. I
The
don't
ghost pirate there. That model looks bad. That looks really bad. Um, yeah, I don't know. Let us know if you plan on buying this or not, or waiting for it to go on
Oh,
sale.
it's the Flying Dutchman.
Flying Dutchman. Yeah, and he takes you to Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah.
I remember that. Um, yeah, it's kind of interesting so far.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it when it comes out. Maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't.
What kind of game do you want Marvel's Wolverine to be?
Yeah, so this week Insomniac, one of the guys from Insomniac here, give me a second, I'll look it up. Brian Horton, pulling up his thing. He's the creative director for Wolverine or Marvel's Wolverine on PlayStation 5. He responded to someone on Twitter and said that the game is going to be full size with a mature tone. So what that tells me is expect something along the lines of the first PS4 Spider-Man game. Miles Morales was still a big game, but it was built on the same map and everything, and they only had to do like little changes and everything. So I wouldn't call that a full size game. It's like a half step.
Yeah.
Uh, but it looks like is going to be, I would guess, in a new area. He's not really a New York person. He's just kind of wherever he's at, right?
Yeah, I don't know that much about him as a character outside of like X-Men Origins Wolverine and like
Oh, you
X-Men
poor
stuff.
man.
Oh no, I love that movie. That movie's fantastic. That's a great movie. You got Ryan
No,
Reynolds in
it's
there.
not.
Come on now. Um but yeah, like I just always pictured he was just wherever he wanted to be, right? He's always been kind of like a lone wolf in a way until
Yeah,
like the X-Men need him.
until he joins up with the X-Men. He's just kind of doing his own thing. And really, I think that's where I want this game to start. At the end, I think it could be him like meeting up with the X-Men, meeting Charles Xavier, maybe having Magneto take control of him. Well, not control of him, but like grab him because he's got
Well,
the
that's what
adamantium.
I said when we talked about it last week. Is what if there's a Nick Fury end credits scene with like him
Xavier
finding
and yeah,
Xavier
yeah,
coming up to
that
him.
would make so much sense to me. Like that would be great. But what are we doing to get up to that point is where I'm completely
Yeah,
lost
I
because
don't know.
I don't want another X-Men Origins. I complain about that movie because it's bad, but like that plot line, I don't need that again. I don't need to see him get the medal.
The
Like I don't.
adamantium, what's it called?
Yeah, it's adamantium, but I think it's vibranium in the comics. I
I don't
think I
know.
could be wrong on that.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. We don't need an
Yeah,
origin story.
no, kind of like how Insomniac avoided the origin story in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like
they did that great.
I would like to see that with Wolverine. I've seen some people say they want a Last of Us style game with this. I do not want that at all. Uh, I want this to be its own game. I want it to
No,
be like a brawler. I don't want to have to be
I
stealthy
don't
with
think
Wolverine.
I don't think it's gonna be like that. Based on that small cinematic trailer we saw, he beat the shit out of everybody in that room.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like, there's nothing stealthy about that.
no. But people have been saying they want that. And I'm like, no, that is the exact opposite of what I want for Wolverine. I want to go in being like, yeah, I'm the toughest guy here. Come at me. Like that's what I want out of this.
Exactly. I'm excited to see what kind of skins they throw in here. It's gonna be
Oh
fun.
yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh,
fun.
oh, we could get the animated show costume. Oh,
Yeah.
please let that be in there. Oh,
Yeah, real
I'm very
excited
excited
for
for
this. Yeah.
that.
Like, I think it'd be cool if they let Insomniac make their own like mini MCU esque like story. Like
Hmm.
like even if it's only like X-Men, so like say they start with Wolverine and then say they make another game about Cyclops and somehow it kind of forms the X-Men into to be an
Oh, I feel
X-Men
like they're already
game.
doing that with Spider-Man.
Yeah, but like I guess, but it's just Spider-Man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no, I hear you. It's just Marvel's trying to go in this thing that they want to connect all the games together. But as long as PlayStation has the exclusive rights to Spider-Man, and now you're giving them exclusive rights to this Wolverine game, a whole cinematic universe together just won't work. So, like the Avengers
Yeah.
game, love it or hate it, whatever side you're on there, it's really hard to connect that to what Insomniac has made in Spider-Man because of that exclusivity deal. It just ruins everything there.
I mean,
That's a problem,
it's gonna be even harder when they add Spider-Man to Avengers, and it's a different Spider-Man
right?
than
Yeah,
what's in the game, in the
yeah,
Spider-Man game.
yeah. We've got Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is its own thing. Midnight Suns, which looks like it's going to be its own thing.
It's got to
Um,
be.
yeah, it's got to be, yeah. I, it's just really hard to see what Marvel is trying to build here. Like, I love that they're giving their IPs out to different companies. It's just you're not going to get that universe that they keep
Yeah,
saying
I
that they want to make. I
seems
love the
like a
games. Stay what you're doing. Like, don't ruin it just to have a universe.
yeah.
But
It
yeah,
seems like a missed opportunity though. I know what you're saying. Like
mhm.
they made the MCU and it absolutely is fucking dominating any other like movie franchise ever, right?
Mhm.
And so it's like why wouldn't they have done that same thing in video games?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, give the games to Insomniac, but have the stipulation like, hey, this cannot be an exclusive game. This has to be able to
Mhm.
be played on multiple. Like, I don't knock them for being exclusive on PlayStation. Like, I played the fuck out of those games. I love them, but
Oh
like,
yeah.
it would have been so cool if like you had end credits scene that like kind of tied Spider-Man into like this Avengers game that came out.
It would have made
Uh,
so much sense too with the story that they made in those games.
exactly. Yeah.
Because
Um,
in Spider-Man, the Avengers are away to California,
yeah.
and in Avengers, they start out in California where everything picks off. Like it would have fit together so well, but Sony owning the Spider-Man license just ruined everything again. Like it almost ruined Tom Holland staying in the MCU.
Yeah.
Love the
But
games, but there is that there. Yeah.
I mean, the whole other aspect of it is like you never would have been able to have a game with all of them as playable characters in one game, just because it's all made by different developers. Like
Yeah.
you can't trust Square Enix to make Spider-Man feel the way he does in the Spider-Man game. So
Yeah.
if anything, it would just be like, say you're playing this Wolverine game, right? It would be
Hmm.
maybe you help Spider-Man on a quest or two, Like that's like the extent that it could be to where like you're not controlling Spider-Man. You like with Insomniac though they could do that because they made both. But you know what I'm saying?
Really, what this all comes down to is just Marvel not owning all the rights themselves. Like
Yep.
that really is where this comes to, because now with Disney, they bought Fox, they got all the X-Men stuff back. So we're excited for the MCU going forward because we can bring those guys in. Even with that deal with Spider-Man and Sony right now, that's still up in the air. That could end at any time. Uh, on the gaming side, since Marvel doesn't really have a gaming presence of their own, they have to lend it out to other areas, and there's just so much there that can mess this kind of stuff up.
Yeah.
But hey, we're getting a lot better Marvel games than we did in the past, so I'm happy.
Oh, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. Moving on, John. There were some Redfall leaks that came out this week.
Yeah,
Um,
you and I have not seen these yet, but we're gonna take a look at them.
we have not. Apparently, this is a slide. Oh, here I can click next. So, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it's just kind of like UI stuff. You can kind of see like the level create, like the character like selection screen. Um, yeah, that's pretty much this first one. Second one looks like some huge FOV slider has
Yeah, that's
been
a
added.
very big FOV.
And
Uh,
you could definitely tell this is like an early build of the game based on like textures and stuff.
yeah,
Like stuff that's further away doesn't look that great. Um,
but we do see here that the guy is in daytime, which is interesting because this being a
yeah,
vampire game, I was kind of expecting it to only take place at night.
yeah. And then this next shot here looks like it's just like your stereotypical like here devs go in this room, test out weapons that you've been tweaking,
Yeah,
try and break
this
shit in this area. It's just a very typical game developer.
uh, if you look at the bottom left there, though, we have tiered
Superior,
weapons.
tier 3, high end, tier 4, unrivaled, tier 5, Mize gear, named weapons. This is called the Loot Zoo. Um,
So yeah, we're gonna be grinding. Great. That kind of
yeah, up
we're
next
gonna
you
be
see
grinding for better
up
weapons.
next you see there's a legendary weapon called the UV Beam M01. Great name for a vampire killing weapon. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
You have to be
yeah,
level 40 to equip it, so
yeah.
additional
This is
charge
feeling very
capacity.
Destiny.
Yeah,
Ooh,
or
what's up with?
who I don't know what this is. There's like a tunnel in here that's glowing red.
Yeah, it's
I'm
got
assuming that's
some
the
kind
Redfall.
of. Yeah, it looks like you can break through it. I would imagine, and maybe
Or maybe they
it.
spawn from there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Moving on, here we have another legendary weapon, the
Oh,
Stake Launcher M02.
look at that model, that face.
Yeah, that
That's an
is
early.
fucking rough.
That's early.
That is rough.
That's
I don't even know how to describe it. Looks like a PS3 launch game. Her
yeah.
face, like, because there's no textures. The
Mhm.
shadowing is terrible.
We should also
Um,
say everything you see here take with a grain of salt because this is going to be vastly improved on by the time we see this game. This could be. We don't know how old these screenshots are. This could be from a very old
yeah,
build.
exactly. Moving on, you could see. Apparently, you could play in third person. It looks like,
Yeah.
unless this is like a photo mode. I'm not sure, but it's a
I
third
don't think
person
it's a
shot of a
photo mode
character.
because you have the weapon in the bottom left
The
there.
UI, yeah.
It might be
Um,
like a emote thing. You know how some games
oh yeah,
when you
could be.
emote then the camera zooms out.
Next one we see pretty cool. Looks like that UV beam. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
picked up
a
UV
lower
beam,
version of it.
a lower version. Okay. Dude, they have this FOV slider turned all the
Oh
way up in all of these.
yeah, her arm looks so freaking long.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Uh,
you could
We'll say
definitely tell it's
I like the way the guns look. They look different, and that's what
it,
I
it
really like about it.
it looks like some mad scientists had to adapt current real life weapons to make them kill vampires.
I say
You know what
that,
I
and then
mean?
the very next image shows a like
It
realistic
is.
weapon.
It is. Look at this. The next image is literally like an AR-15 with a scope, like Call of Duty style, with a
Yeah.
skin on it and a fucking Looks like a bulldog trinket or a pit bull trinket hanging off of it.
Maybe a hippo. I don't know.
I don't know what
What's
that
that
is.
yellow stuff on the ground?
No clue. That's another thing. Maybe
It looks like they might like jump out of the ground there.
like the emergence holes from Gears.
Yeah, call in the Hammer of Dawn, guys.
We have a few more pictures here. This one's just
Yeah,
another picture of that first one we saw.
Yeah,
Because you see the boats and stuff. This looks so rough.
it does. I really love seeing this kind of stuff, though.
Next one looks like these are just stakes, probably, that the devs can activate certain things.
Yeah,
just for playtesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And two more pictures. The Heat Civilian M01. This character model looks a little more developed. It looks like there's some like stubble.
I think it does. We also don't see his hair. And the last model, the hair looked really bad. So, but I like his design.
And the last picture, oh my god, this is broke as shit.
Oh
you see an eyeball. It looks like you zoomed out in somebody's point of view, and you can see the inside of their mouth, their eyes.
We got the A-posing granny over here.
The A-posing granny. Oh, it's great. This is fantastic.
This is development gold right here. I love seeing this stuff.
But yeah, that's the Redfall stuff that leaked this week. But I mean, I'm excited for it because to me it seems like it's gonna be like another Left 4 Dead type game.
Yeah, I'm interested though. Well, I guess Back 4 Blood is using the tiered weapon system as well, so I guess it could be something like Back 4 Blood does. But I don't know. It also seems like you're gonna keep those weapons as you advance forward. Where Back 4 Blood, you're starting new every time.
I like the being able to. I would prefer if Back 4 Blood did that, where you keep your weapon and you level it up like through multiple games.
Yeah, I think I also kind of like that. You got one end. Back 4 Blood is the traditional Left 4 Dead experience where you restart every time, but you have your cards and stuff that will like help you. And then this, if you do keep your weapons and you get better weapons over time and just you keep them, level them up and all that, as well as any abilities you have, because there's going to be like superpowers in here. We're talking about arcane here. I really like that. So I'm very excited for Redfall. I don't know when we're gonna see it next. It's supposed to come out sometime next year. I don't think they put like a time on it.
I honestly, seeing those screenshots, if those are recent screenshots, I see this getting pushed to 2023 pretty easily.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We don't know how old those screenshots are. They could be years old.
That's what I'm saying. If they're recent, I see it getting delayed.
Hopefully we see more about that this fall.
John, take us through the quick news.
All right, first up, Wipeout Rush has been announced. I haven't looked up anything on this. I just saw that it was announced, and
it's a mobile game.
Wipeout. It's a Oh, that sucks.
I think so.
Sorry, guys. I just saw Wipeout Rush, and I was like, oh, I think that's a popular PlayStation series. So
So
excited.
Yeah, Wipeout gets reimagined as a mobile game where you manage instead of drive.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to bring it up. I thought it would be exciting news for people. Sorry.
Somebody's excited. Somebody out there is excited.
Very few are. Next up, Deltarune Chapter 2 is coming next week. So Toby Fox had a stream last night as we are streaming this, going through Deltarune Chapter 1 because it was like the 6th anniversary of Undertale. And then at the end, they said that Chapter 2 is going to be playable next week. Not the biggest fan of Undertale. I couldn't get into it, so I haven't played Deltarune. But I'm sure a lot of people are excited about that. Next up, to the detriment of my boy Joel here, Battlefield 2042 has been delayed a month. I put delayed until next month.
No, I mean,
delayed until November.
November 19th. So not a full month. It's only like 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah. That they would do this for bug fixing. There must have been a lot of issues with the game. And they don't want to have another Battlefield 4 situation where at launch that game was bad from a performance standpoint.
It must be really bad if they delayed it before even having the beta. You know what I mean?
Is the beta delayed too?
They
I haven't
haven't
seen.
announced. So they were supposed to announce the beta like when it's gonna happen already, but they didn't. And then with this announcement, they tweeted, "Beta info will be coming by the end of this month."
Okay, then that probably tells me October. I would guess second or third week of October, probably. Um, that way you can do some beta testing, and then you have that last month to really look at bugs and stuff. Yeah, the game looks good, but there must have been some issues there. Next up, Anthony Mackie, best known as Falcon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, has been cast for the Twisted Metal series. So they said that he's going to be playing a guy named John Doe. I'm not sure if that's a character in the
I
series
it
in Twisted Metal already.
sounds like they might have just put that as a like temporary name.
Well, see, the one thing I'm worried about, hear me out, because I never played the reboot of Twisted Metal on PS3, I want to say it is. I'm kind of worried that that's Sweet Tooth because they like gave him a new background and everything.
Why would that
And
worry you?
because I don't want this to be about the reboot, I want it to be. I'm really much very much hoping for this to be at least something new or a look back at the original games, which I know it's just not gonna happen, and I'm gonna have my heart broken because I love those games so much.
Wait, hold on. John
I don't.
Doe's a character from Twisted Metal Black.
Okay, I never played Black. I'm not sure who that is. I only played the PS1 games.
Yeah, apparently, he's from Twisted Metal Black because there's a whole YouTube video. So I don't know.
Okay, cool. All right, that makes me feel a little better that it's not Sweet Tooth. Um, yeah, so look forward to that. Next up, there are no plans for the Nintendo Switch to get a price cut in America. This is after the European Switch got a price cut, and I just don't know what Nintendo's doing, man. They're being Nintendo.
Neither do they,
That
man.
yeah,
I mean,
obviously.
hold on. Another part of quick news we should talk about is
Go for it.
Nintendo just fucking flipping the switch, saying, "All right, you can connect your Bluetooth headphones."
Yeah,
Like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
Bluetooth. Yeah,
Like that was
I've had
possible
issues
this
with
whole
mine.
time. That was possible this whole time, and you didn't fucking do it.
Four and
What
a
is
half
wrong
years
with you?
later,
Like,
they're like, boop, now you
like
guys got it.
a year ago, I almost bought a little dongle that plugs into the bottom of the switch that allows me to connect headphones.
Hmm.
And you're telling me it was on the system this whole fucking time? What is wrong
Yeah.
with you?
Noticeably, though, you can't talk through a microphone on there.
I mean, that
So
makes sense.
apparently, I don't know what's going on with mine. I have Power Beats Pro, um, and because mine weren't being recognized, I thought that the microphone, just because they have a microphone, I was like, oh, they must not be working, and I made a
Yeah.
misguided video about it. Um, yeah, I don't. I haven't heard anyone say about how well it works. Have you used it at all?
I have not tried it, but I'll probably try it tomorrow just to see how it functions.
All right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just annoying. Like
Oh,
fucking
it's
Nintendo,
so annoying.
man. Like
Yeah.
what's next? We're gonna find out that I don't know, something ridiculous. Something
that
ridiculous is gonna
that
happen.
Nintendo games have built-in voice chat.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Fortnite is already doing the built-in voice chat, so probably. Okay, finally, Dying Light 2 has been delayed to February, which is disappointing in one aspect because I really want to play this game. I was really looking forward to it in December alongside Halo Infinite. Also, February is so damn loaded with games now, man. I
It,
really
it's
think that this game is going to get buried now. I'm
I
really worried
agree.
about that.
I completely agree because all these games like what Horizon got delayed to next year, right? God of War,
That's February.
they originally
God of
announced it to be
War
this year.
sometime.
Well,
Yeah,
they originally announced it to be this year, but now it's like probably a next fall thing if we're being
probably a
honest.
holiday. Yeah,
But yeah, Dying Light would have really shined if it came out this October based on how
December
few
is when it was going to come out.
yeah, December based on how few like of that type of game there was, like RPG or anything. Is it would you consider that an RPG?
Uh, Dying Light.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's
like a
got
first
RPG
person
elements.
RPG. So
Yeah,
like it would have done much better in December than in February when you're gonna have literally every other fucking game,
Yeah.
everything.
You have the Saints Row reboot. You have Horizon Forbidden West. What else is coming out in February? I feel like there's so much. Elden Ring is coming out just before February, January 22nd. Pokemon Legends Arceus is January 28th. So again, right before February. That whole area is just being loaded with video games at the moment.
The King of Fighters, Saints Row. Oh, I'm looking at a list.
Okay.
Come on, where are you? February. I don't think this is updated. March, you have Grand Theft Auto
Regardless.
5. Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Oh,
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna get buried. Especially in the month of February. Like, I don't know, it's not gonna do well.
I think I would have rather this game come out in December. If there's bugs and stuff, that's fine. Delay it. I would have rather had it come out in March instead of February. But then again, we don't know what's coming out in March.
It's frustrating. Like, I get why they delayed it, but it's it's frustrating, man.
It is. I hope this game is really good when it comes out and it doesn't get buried, but I'm really worried that it will. Regardless, though, Joel, let's talk about some collectibles.
Collectibles, all right.
We are fools with our money, and we can't stop buying video game memorabilia. You want to go first?
Sure. I'm just gonna show. If you didn't see on our YouTube channel, I've been opening Pokemon cards. I want to show you a very, very creepy card. If I can find it.
All right. While you talk about it, I'm gonna open up my thing.
So this card comes from, I believe. What set is that? Hold on. I'll be able to tell you in a second. This card comes from the Shining Fates? Shining Legend? Shining Fates.
Shining Fates, yeah.
Shining Fates. It's this guy, top middle here. This is Ball Guy.
Yeah, Ball Guy.
And this guy...
I want a game about Ball Guy.
This guy will haunt your nightmares or dreams.
No. He's helpful. He gives you Pokeballs.
Maybe he'll rock your world in a wet dream or something. I don't know. But
yeah,
he is...
Give me the Pokeball romance game that I want, Nintendo.
He is absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But yeah, that's my collectible of the week.
My collectible this week is something I got just before we started streaming. I went out to my mailbox and I got this.
Oh, I saw that online.
This is a collection of the Legend of Zelda manga. In a box, in a chest.
In a chest.
Let me try and open it here. Like I said, I just got this, so I'm kind of worried because the there we go. It's just tough because we got. It's also a lot heavier than I thought it would be. Got 5 books here. We have. Whoa! Hold on.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh my god! This is
awesome.
Amazing! This is so much better than I thought it was. Okay. We got the Ocarina of Time, Oracle of the Seasons / Oracle of Ages, Majora's Mask / A Link to the Past. That's an odd combination. You would think Majora's Mask would be with Ocarina of Time. And then the last one we got is 4 Swords. Let me grab one of these books here. Oh, baby, look at that.
Oh, do you got to read them backwards, too?
I would guess so. Yeah. The colorized. Oh, man. Oh, okay. See, it's not all color.
That's the weirdest thing about mangas for me.
Right?
It's like, why? Man. Why are they backwards? Like, there's got to be a reason, right?
That's just the way they do it over there.
That's weird.
That's all I got. Let's hear this one more time. So cool, man. I am so happy with this purchase. Oh, man. All right. That does it for collectibles this week. Joel, what have you been playing?
All right, very briefly, you can watch on YouTube. I started Deathloop. It has not sunk its hooks into me just yet. Um, I'm still like in the beginning, so I'm still learning kind of what's going on. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously, it's a fucking loop of death, so you just keep dying and restarting, but I don't know. So far, it seems just like an alright game. I'm not very big in stealth type of games. In
Hmm.
this, it seems like you could go either way, like guns blazing or stealthy, but stealth seems like it's easier. Because when you go guns blazing, like people just start attacking you from all angles. You essentially have to run and hide at some point. I don't know. I'm a big baby, so like anything scary, like doesn't do it for me because I'm a baby. So
Hmm.
that initial shock factor of getting spotted is terrifying to me.
Really?
But yeah, and so like I don't know. It gives me anxiety playing like stealth type games like this, and I still have not gotten to the
Okay.
point. I have not gotten to the point to where it turns like online on at all, because that's what I've been seeing a lot of clips of are like you invading
That.
my game while I'm going through a run. So you can deactivate that. I looked. There is an
Yeah.
option to deactivate it while you're playing, but I haven't gotten to that point to have it on because I kind of want to turn it on just to see what it's like. But
Hmm.
I have a feeling it's gonna piss me off enough to where I turn it off so I can beat the game.
See, that's where I am with it. Like, what happens when I'm running through a game? I'm feeling really good about myself, and I'm gonna get to the next checkpoint. Let's call it, because I'm sure there's checkpoints for killing each of the people. Right? I haven't played it
Yeah.
yet.
Well, yeah. There's like
Um.
checkpoints for each like objective or zone.
Yeah.
It's like it'll take you to
Let's
a new
say
zone and
you're.
say, "Hey, go find this." And once you find it, you go back to your safe house, and then it kind of takes you to the
Yeah.
next one.
All right. So let's say you're like just steps away from it, and then someone invades your game and kills you. I would be so pissed off, man.
Yeah. No, I
Because
agree because
I think they have the upper hand, don't they? They
I
have like
have
better
no
weapons and
idea.
stuff.
Well, they
Okay,
probably do
I
because they.
assume.
I'd imagine if you're invading somebody's game, you've probably upgraded your character a bunch. You know what I mean? Like you know what you're doing.
Hmm.
That's my thing. Is what happens when I'm on like the third level right now. Say the online switch gets activated, and somebody invades my game that's beaten the game already. Like knows, like they'll see what I'm doing and they'll be like, "Oh, he's gonna go here next because he has to," and then they just go
Hmm.
and cut me off from like the fucking sky, and destroy my ass. You know what I mean? But I also don't know.
Yeah,
I imagine what happens is when I'm playing and online's turned on, it probably notifies me that somebody's invading my game. It has to, right?
maybe.
Because
Most games do.
that way I would know in the top of my head like, all right, I got to watch out cuz somebody's probably jumping across the rooftops here or something or another. But
Hmm.
the game, it looks great. Graphically, it's beautiful. The DualSense controller is so fucking cool in this. Like
Is it?
every gun I've tried feels very different from the previous. Like the very first gun they have you pick up is like this like fully auto pistol, and you can like
Hmm.
feel how like rustic and old this gun is just through the controller. It's pretty crazy. Like you can feel every little vibration and it's just badass. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I've been killing
That's
people that
cool.
are just peeing on stuff. It's been a good time.
That's cool. I think I'll probably give it a try tonight. I have it downloaded. I was surprised to see it's only 10 gigs. Like
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
was
small.
insane to see.
Like to be fair though,
Yeah.
like the zones are all separate, so it's not really an open world, if that makes
Okay.
sense. So it's like it'll load
I
you into
gotcha.
I don't know the names of them, but say it's like the East District, where it's just like
Uh
a
huh.
set zone that you can travel around.
I gotcha. I was imagining it would be just one big thing.
That's
So
that's that's what
okay.
I thought it was gonna be too going in, but it makes sense when you play it. It makes sense how they have it set up.
All right. Yeah, I'll give it a try this weekend, maybe tonight. I've just been busy with work and other things because I can talk. I have a limited amount I can talk about. I've been playing Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
And all
This
he could
comes
tell
out.
us is that you're a monkey in a ball rolling
You're a
around.
monkey in a ball. Yep. So yeah, this game uh, doesn't come out until September 29th, I want to say. And it's a collection of the first two Monkey Ball games. Um, I've never played Monkey Ball before this, and I gotta say, this game's really damn charming and a lot of fun. I've got it. my code was for the Nintendo Switch, and I've been really enjoying playing it. It seems like a perfect game to just kind of relax to. Something that doesn't take your full attention. Just kind of, I'm gonna jump into this game and do some rolling around, collect some bananas, get through the goal. It's really cool. I enjoy it. I'm excited to do more of it. When the game release comes out, I will have a full review written up on GameBird.com. So check back then. That's about all I can say at the moment.
Well, I've never played a monkey ball game, so I don't really understand what they are. I just know that I used to see it for GameCube at fucking everywhere when I was a kid. Like it was always
Right?
on sale. Everywhere I went, they had monkey ball on GameCube.
Yeah, yeah. I missed it too, but I'm enjoying it. It's a fun time. What else have you been playing?
So I jumped back into Ghost of Tsushima. Um, and I'm loving it, man. The PS5 upgrade. I think I texted you because we game share, and I was like, "Hey, I logged into your account to buy the upgrade on my credit card
Mm,
because you're the one that originally bought the game, I think, because I bought
that's
Last of
right.
Us.
Yeah.
So in order
Mm,
for me to
I
do the
still
upgrade,
haven't touched it.
I either had to pay like the $70 or $80 for the full deluxe edition, or I
Or
had to
just pay
sign in.
10 on mine.
No, 30 because it came with the DLC.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't touched the DLC yet. I loaded my save from PS4 and I've just been going around cleaning up quests and stuff I didn't do. Like I beat the game, the main story. I just didn't get the platinum. So at this point I'm just cleaning up everything I missed during my playthrough. And man,
Mhm.
like the 60 frames, 4K, it looks so good, man. And like that game already looked amazing on PS4. It's engulfing me again. It's so much fun.
When I finally give Ghost of Tsushima a try, it's probably going to end up being just like Horizon Zero Dawn was for me, where I absolutely love it and I fall into
Yeah,
it big time. I'm
definitely
just really
will.
busy right now,
Yeah, I
so
get it.
I want to jump in. I just for some reason the last year plus I just haven't done it. But yeah,
And what's crazy to me is like I don't have that many friends on my PSN just because I mainly
hmm
game on Xbox. And
same.
I'd say at any time a solid third of my friends that are online are all playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I only have probably I'll guess 12 friends on my PS5, and I would say pretty regularly mine are on
Yeah.
there as well.
A lot of people
That's
jumping
cool.
back into it lately.
That's good. Finally, I have been playing a game called Eastward. This comes out this Friday on Nintendo Switch and PC. This is an action RPG, or not action RPG, adventure RPG. You play as these two people, one named John and this little girl named Sam. And it's a pretty cool game. It's got this pixelated um, art style, and it reminded me a lot of the. Did you ever play the Legacy of Goku games on Game Boy back in the day? Game Boy Advance.
No. No. Definitely
Uh,
not.
so it's a top-down game. You run around, and all fighting is done in real time, but you can also swap between characters and take advantage of their powers. It's a really cool game. I can't talk too much about it again, but this is a game I hadn't heard about until I was given the code. So it was a pretty neat surprise seeing it. If you want to look up a trailer for Eastward, you can get an idea of just how good the game looks. The music is really good. I'm not too far into the story yet. I think I've heard that it's like a 30-hour game. I'm probably only like 2 or 3 hours in.
Are you
I
playing
will
on
not
Switch?
be. Yes, I'm playing on Switch. I'm not gonna be writing a review for this game, but it seems like a pretty cool game so far. This could end up being one of those like indie darlings for this year, I think.
So I'm
Um,
watching a trailer.
okay,
Here's some gameplay. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
yeah,
I like the retro feel to it, but it definitely looks more modern.
yeah. That's a really good way to describe it.
It looks like if some of those retro games could be made with today's technology back then.
Mhm,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, like I said, this comes out this Friday. I'm not sure how much it costs. I would imagine $15-$20 at most, but I honestly have no idea. Um, yeah, I think it's a
Wait,
pretty
hold
damn
on.
good game.
Quick
What's up?
question.
Yeah.
The whole time you play the game, are you going right on the screen, like to the right on the screen?
No, no,
Oh, that would have been
it's
that would have been great because the end of this trailer is just showing this RV driving to the right, and on a
because
compass to the right is
eastward.
east. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're it's not really open world, I don't think. But it big area for you to walk around.
Cool. Well,
Yep.
with that, I think we're gonna end the Pixel Street podcast, episode 160. I think we should remind everybody listening to go check out our Twitter at Pixel Street and see our pinned tweet there to join our Discord, where we are going to be organizing a Pell Party night very soon in the next few weeks here. Not sure
Let
what
us
we
know
want to
what
play
you want
yet.
to play.
Yeah.
Let us know what you want to play.
So let us know in the Discord what games you'd want to play. We're always down for like anything Halo, Master Chief Collection, or Halo 5, whatever. Just, we want to announce it at least a week in advance. That way it gives people time to download whatever we play.
Yep.
Because, like, a game like MCC, like, not everybody has it installed all the time.
And that's a big game.
Yeah, and it's a fucking massive game. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can see videos like John telling you how to connect Bluetooth headphones to your Switch.
I deleted it because it was wrong.
It's still up there, man.
I deleted it.
No, you didn't. Oh, I'm thinking of your GameCube one. You did delete it. Okay. Maybe I'll make a new one showing you how to connect AirPods or something. I don't know. But yeah, and
put up a video talking about 20 years of Nintendo GameCube. Did I cut out
did.
there?
You did a little bit. But he put up a video talking about 20 years of GameCube, and it's very interesting. Go watch it. It's just cool to reminisce about, like, when you got your GameCube, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, you can see my live streams there, where I've been streaming through Psychonauts. I just got to a part where they brought up the Milkman, John.
The Milkman.
So that's where my stream ended last week. I got to a part where, like, the guy's like, to get through this gate, you got to talk to the Milkman. So I don't know where that's gonna take me, but we'll find out next time I stream it, I guess.
For sure.
We're also gonna have unboxings up there this fall, I'm sure, with the Halo statues coming out, the fucking Halo Xbox Series X. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Campos63 or on twitch.tv/Campos63, where I stream this podcast live when we record, along with just video games. John, what about you? Where are you at on the interwebs?
On Twitter, I am at RevXShadows. You can go there and see me rant about video games, and then also about my St. Louis Cardinals, which are amazingly in that second wild card spot. Let's go Cards. And then also you can find my writing on GamePro.com. I have been doing a lot more there lately. Lots and lots of guides, but I've also been doing some reviews, as you might have noticed recently. So check that out. That's about all I got right now.
Cool. With that, we will be right back here next week for episode 161 of the Pixel Street podcast.
161.
The big one. That's the big one. They always say,
one.
That's the big one.
That's the milestone everyone goes for. Bye!